everyone, it's Tammy, and today I'm going to make crispy drumsticks. So to do this, I'm going to use a little bit of flour in one bowl, and that's just all that is in this bowl. And then the second bowl, I'm going to put an egg. These eggs are strong. And I'm going to whisk that with about 3 tablespoons of milk. And I'm just whisking that together. And then finally, I need a zippy. And in this gallon-sized zippy, I am going to put all of the good stuff, well, the really good stuff. I'm going to put some breadcrumbs. And I'm using about a cup of them. And then I'm going to add to that a little bit of seasoned salt. This is where you can get creative and mix it however you want. Ooh, there's a blob of seasoned salt, so I'm just going to use that. Mix it all in there. And then I'm also using some Southwestern seasoning that has some paprika in it and some red pepper. And we love Auntie NoNo's around here. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. I hadn't until I'd started seeing some other YouTube videos, but we like that. So I'm going to use a good amount of that, maybe, I don't know, 2 teaspoons. And I'm also going to use a couple teaspoons of farm dust, which is salt and pepper. And then it also has, let's see, salt, onion, garlic, pepper, fennel, celery, marjoram, thyme, rosemary, savory, sage, oregano, and basil. So this is some good stuff too. I'm going to use about a teaspoon of that. And then I'm going to use just a little bit of paprika as well. It's about a half a teaspoon, I'd say. And I am just going to take this in my zippy and mix it up. Now I have 5 drumsticks here that I have already peeled the skin off of, and that's personal preference. If you like the skin, you could leave it on, I suppose, but I do not. And let's see, I'm gonna get a So I just have some skinless drumsticks. I was gonna say boneless, but they aren't boneless. I'm gonna take my ring off, take my watch off, because I don't know how messy this is gonna get. Take my bracelet off. All right, pull up my sleeves. And we're just going to do a 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to mix it into the flour, and you want to cover it pretty good with flour. And then it's going to go in this egg wash, and I'm going to do each one of them in the flour before I put them in the egg wash. And I will say that these have been dried with a paper towel too. So I took off the skin, and then I just took the paper towel and just kind of patted them all dry. They weren't very wet to start, but just to make it so that they were kind of dry, I guess. And I used about, I don't know, a half a cup of flour, but you use a little less than you think, so I probably could have gotten by with a little less than that, but that's all right. So now that they are dredged in the flour, I'm going to dredge them in this egg wash and then stick them in this Ziploc bag. And I think I can get all 5 of them in this Ziploc bag. kind of coat it a little bit as I add them And then I also took a stick of butter and I have that melted in my 9x13 pan. Now these all have had raw chicken in them, so you don't want to use them for anything else. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to wash my hands before I do anything else with these. Yuck. And when I'm done, I will wash my hands again, of course, but sorry about that. This has the chicken in it. I'm gonna move this over. And I am just going to shake them around in this seasoning, the breadcrumb mixture. And here is my 9x13 pan, and it has the butter melted in it. And then I'm just going to take each one of these out and kind of dredge it in the butter a little bit. Roll it around in there. And then this is going to go in a 425-degree oven. Is that right? I better double check that. No, 350-degree oven. Sorry, I can turn that down. 350-degree oven for 25 minutes, and then turn them and do it for another 25 minutes. And this butter is just sitting happy at the bottom. So I will be back, and in the meantime I'm also going to make some mashed potatoes. I just have the Bob Evans mashed potatoes, super easy, and some green beans. And I'll probably put the green beans to roast them in the oven for the last amount of time with this. So that is that. Let's see how this turns out. All right, so I just took this out of the oven. It has cooked for 25 minutes on each side, and I'm letting the green beans cook for a little bit longer. I just roasted them with some tomatoes. So I will be back when this is plated up. I'm gonna also make some mashed potatoes.